And so now we're gonna move on to something that, both seller and buyer should know is the titles, title search and title insurance. We're gonna bring on Peter, Uzzolino, and he is the owners of Acres Title. Hi, Peter.
Hi, Simon. How are you today?
How are you doing? So let's tell people how important it is to have a title search and title insurance.
Before I talk about that, Simon, I want to bring up something very, very important for both buyers and sellers, which no one has brought up yet, which is very, very, very troublesome. Wire fraud. The wire fraud that's going on in the real estate industry right now is completely out of control. Our office alone, we may get 10 to 15 fake emails a day from fraudsters, hackers. So my public service message to all the buyers and sellers out there is, please do not wire any funds to anyone unless you speak to your realtor, your attorney, or your title company. These emails that come from these hackers are very sophisticated. They'll change one letter on someone's email address and they'll try to fool you. And once you press that button to send that wire, most likely that money is never coming back. So please do not wire any funds unless you talk to your realtor, your attorney, or the settlement company or title company that's doing your transactions. Do not rely on any emails, text messages. You have to be very, very, very careful, because I know you all work very, very hard for your money and you don't want to lose it. Okay?
That makes sense. A good thing is that, with our team, we haven't had that experience. So definitely, you should definitely making sure that, you talk to your attorneys and before you wire transfer any funds. Totally agree, 100%.
Absolutely. So
Peter, let's talk about title insurance.
Sure. So what I like to do for all your agents, for their buyers and their sellers, is before they take a listing or do anything of that sort, we like to run a quick title search for everyone. We'll do a present owner search, which will tell you who owns the property, which is very important if you're representing the seller, because you want to make sure that the proper person is signing the listing agreement, that it's not an estate, it's not an attorney in fact, or you have a power of attorney involved. And it gives you a good chance to see how many liens are on the property, how many judgments are on the property. So we like to do that ahead of time before either you take a listing or you could do it for a buyer who's looking to make an offer. And if the house is a little under the water, maybe you can get a little better offer on the price. So we try to stress to everyone to order this prior to taking a listing or prior to making an offer on the house. We're more than happy to do it for you. And that includes a title search. We'll also do a flood search because we want to make sure that the house is not in a flood zone. Okay. If you're in Monmouth, Ocean, Atlantic County, we'll also do a tideland search for you to make sure the property is not claimed by the state of New Jersey. If you're buying in Hoboken, Weehawken, Edgewater, Jersey City, we also do tideland searches there because there are a lot of stream beds that run underneath these properties where the state will have a claim. I have one right now. No one could understand it. It's a nice condominium. No one in Hoboken, no one ever ran a tideland search. We do it. The property is 50% claimed by the state of New Jersey. So now we're involved in escrows. It's going to take at least a year to fix the problem. As long as everyone's on the same page and everyone willing to escrow the money, you can get the transaction closed. But if they're not willing, you're going to have a problem on your hands with that.
I totally hear you. I self-experienced it myself.
Yes,
and also I know Mark owners also have other property that's have experience that we were not aware of. So definitely having that title search and also knowing that the state doesn't own anything, especially when you're on the water, anything with the water, so
right.
Definitely have that search done. Yep.
Absolutely. Yep. And there's two types of policies we offer for homeowners. One is a standard title insurance policy, and the other is an enhanced policy. The standard policy covers you against standard things that can happen on a title. If someone misses a lien, if there is some sort of an outstanding interest that's missed. But I try to recommend to people to use the enhanced policy. It costs you 20% more on the premium side, but there's so many more protections allowed under this policy. It protects you for zoning. It protects you for encroachments. It protects you if they miss any building permits. And it definitely protects you against forgery. So this is a policy that the attorney should really try to recommend to their buyers to buy this policy, because it gives a lot of protection to the purchaser as well as the purchaser's attorney. Because God forbid someone misses a permit, or God forbid there's a deck in the back that's violating some setback line, you are protected for this with an enhanced policy. It's something that every time I do a seminar on enhanced policies, everyone starts ordering them. The only catch to an enhanced policy, you must order a new survey on the property, which today in this market, if you're buying a home, you should always buy a new survey. A lot of people want to give you a survey affidavit of no change. I don't recommend doing that. You should get your own survey that's certified to you. Title company insures it, insures against all the encroachments, and you will not have a problem when you go to sell your property, because it could be anything could absolutely happen. So a survey is crucial. You should get a new one. I'll just tell you a story about one we had this week, myself and my son Tony, where we had a piece of property. They made an offer on it. They wanted to put a swimming pool in the backyard, and right through the backyard was a storm drain easement that would cut right through the middle of the swimming pool. Without knowing that ahead of time, you'd be in a lot of trouble when someone wants to put a pool and they find out, well, you really can't put a pool there because of the easement there. So this is why you want to do these searches ahead of time, so you know everything you can possibly know about the property. And because we do these for Simon's team, there's no charge for anyone. Okay.
Wow, that's amazing. And then also to touch on the survey, it's, do they need to do it for all of them, or is it that, because it's anything over 10 years, we were told to do a new survey. So you're saying that it doesn't matter how old they are, you should just do a new survey anyway, because of the fence and all the different encroachment.
Right, because the problem is you're relying on the seller of the property to certify there have been no changes. And most people don't know even what a survey is today. So my best thing is always order a new survey. The only time you don't need a new survey is if you're buying a condominium. They give what is called a survey certificate. The title insurance companies have made a decision that we will insure every condominium with a no survey endorsement. So it's just as if you got a survey, but you don't have to pay for a survey. So that's like $250 to $350 you save, because on all condos, you do not need a survey. Now, don't get confused between condo and townhouse. Condominium means you have a percentage interest in the common elements. A townhouse could be fee simple, where you own your lot and block. In those cases, you do have to get a survey, where there's no master deed filed, just a declaration of covenant restrictions. So that's the difference between condominium and something that may be in a planned unit development. Okay.
That makes sense. So anything else you want to mention about title insurance that we didn't talk about today?
Yeah, I just want to say, I want to touch on what Mark was talking about the realty transfer tax. Just make sure all your buyers realize if they're buying any properties that are over $1 million, they will be paying a 1% mansion tax on that property, which, if it could be a lot of money. So have to be careful with that also.
Absolutely. And that's what we will probably touch on that, when we do a buyer consultation with all our clients, to making sure they're aware of it. There's a mansion tax on the buy side, and also there's a transfer tax on the sales side.
On the sales side, that's
Yeah,
absolutely correct.
absolutely. Peter, it was my pleasure having you. Again, thank you so much for sponsoring this event. How is someone that get in touch with you to, to find a little bit more about title and title insurance?
They can call me on, my number is 973-376-4643. My extension is 100. And my email is peter@acrestitle.com. And I just wanted to say one more thing, Simon. I sat through this whole seminar with you. The guest speakers were excellent. You put on an excellent professional program. It was very, very enjoyable for me to and you always take something away from something new. So excellent job, Simon.
Thank you so much. I'm also learning every day, right? We want to learn every day.
Without a doubt.
So, and also, being how, how large and successful your firm is, and you are always reachable. So I really appreciate you being available for us at all time for our clients and also my team members. So thank you again so much.